and Aramayis Hovhannisyan. I'm founder and CEO of Skillset Testing Lab. We are doing outsourced software testing. And today's talk will be about make numbers talk, what reports are expected from testers. So today's overview will be about Naruto, and I hope that you saw the Japanese series of cartoon. It's about Naruto versus testers' work. It will be about some badly structured reports that as testers sometimes we are doing. It will be the results of these badly structured reports, how they are ruining our reputation and how they are ruining our business. And we'll be talking about talking reports, so how to make reports talk for us and how to satisfy our clients as Naruto is satisfying his sensei Hiroki. So let's talk about Naruto here. As you know, Naruto is a teenager kid who is very active, who is not listening to his friends, who is not listening to his sensei and doing many active things, and he is trying to escape from his sensei. So I added some things that are not happening in the cartoon, but I think that there will be in cartoon. So it's not only about the real cartoon. So what is doing Naruto? Naruto is very active, doing many things. For example, if Naruto is going to school and getting homework for 1 week to do, so he needs to go to home and to start working on his homework. But as Naruto is a teenager, and we know that teenagers are not so, they don't like to learn and they like to have fun. And Naruto is having fun, and only at the 7th day he is going to do something and to create a report for his sensei. And when, as he is only a teenager, he cannot imagine what sensei is waiting for him to report for his homework. So he's trying to write down some answers that are avoiding from detailed information. So he is giving some superficial answers and answers that will bring a lot of questions from sensei, but he is not imagining about this. And Naruto is trying to answer with numbers, as many testers do. And he is wasting time, he's wasting his time and wasting sensei's time. So for example, if Naruto should learn superheroes actions, so he have only 7 days, and he is waiting that sensei will ask him, did you learn this skill? And he is waiting that if he'll say yes, everything will be okay. But he is saying yes for 100%. And he is giving some numbers that numbers will not talk for him. For example, if he is giving, okay, I've learned it for 100%, sensei can ask, do you know all the skills and do you read all the things that are required for this skill? So usually Naruto is not reading about it and doesn't know this 100%. So for second time, Naruto will say, okay, I've touched my skills for example, 70%, and this will not tell anything about the skills, because we don't know what are the other percents doing, and this is not the right report that he is doing. And this is bringing to sensei's reactions. So he is always continuing asking questions and not going out of the loop and asking questions that is not bringing any quality to this skill and any quality to the job. So our sensei is not satisfied, he is unhappy, he is angry, he doesn't know anything about Naruto's skills, and he's always disturbing Naruto. So go and learn this, and it's continuing much longer than expected 7 days for the homework. And the same is coming for us, for software testers in our testing life. So what we are doing when we are getting some job from the client or from the manager or from upper manager, so mostly some managers like to learn about what we are doing. And there are managers who are waiting for some numbers. And for example, if someone is saying, okay, we had 100 test cases and all are passed, so he's starting clapping, oh yeah, we have done a great job, but okay, what test cases are doing there? And is it enough for our job? I don't think so. So these test cases and numbers are not telling about it. And when we are giving these numbers to the managers, for example, that we had 600 test cases, so 500 are passed, 10 are blocked, and the rest are untested. So for some managers, maybe this will tell something about the product or about the status. But this is definitely not enough for the manager who wants to know about the product or about the status. So, and when we give this, they'll start acting like a rookie. So they'll start asking many questions. It will be a waste of time of the management or of the client, and we all know that usually managers and clients are super busy and we are wasting their time and wasting their money, so second time will be or hired, or if we are doing some outsourcing, they will not hire us. And they'll be not satisfied, they'll be very angry on us, and they'll not know what to do with their product, and they'll continue disturbing us very much, and so we'll start doing some good reports. So what are doing badly structured reports? So if we are coming to Naruto and Iruki, so essay doesn't have required information. And at first Moti thought that he is giving enough time and giving enough information what he is waiting for. So after 1 week, Naruto is coming with some numbers or with some information, and Sensei doesn't have the required information that he asked before. So if the Sensei asked to learn about this skill, Naruto is saying that he knows this skill, but actually he does not. If he asked to do some practices, Naruto is coming and saying, okay, I've done these practices, but actually he doesn't know how he have done it. So the information is incomplete, and Naruto is trying to escape from the answers, and he is giving some irrelevant information to satisfy his sensei. But this irrelevant information is bringing much more questions to Naruto, and this is we are going on the wasting of time. And as Naruto is not giving this information and saying something from this side and this side, so for Sensei the dots are not connected, and this is bringing Sensei to be angry. So the same is with the testing. So when we are creating some reports, for example, if it's daily report or something, for example, if manager is crossing by the software testing team and asking, so guys, how are you doing? How is testing going? And we are saying, so we are doing okay. And is it the answer that we need to give to the manager? Or is the okay means that so there are no bugs and we didn't found any bug and everything is tested, everything is okay there? So I'm not sure that okay is the right answer. Or if we are saying that, okay, we found 10 bugs, and we are continuing testing, or we have tested, we have run already 100 test cases, so we are waiting for the other 500. I'm not sure that this is the required information for them, so we need this is bringing to the same things that Hiroki and Naruto has. And what are doing these reports with management? So in this case, Hiroki is this guy who is on the top, and Naruto is the small one. So Naruto, with his bad answers, badly structured report, put his sensei to a bad situation. And sensei is angry, and with this information, sensei cannot do anything or can just do a small part of his job, and sensei's reputation is under attack here. So, and again, sensei's time is wasted. That is very important thing. If we are coming to software testing and we are giving all this information to our management or to our clients, so if we are telling the client that, okay, we had 100 test cases and we run all of them, so everything looks perfect, and they are going to release, they are pushing their product to production, and someone is finding some one-day critical bug. And this is harming the business. This is harming business reputation, manager's reputation, and many people can lose many money, lose their reputation, and this will be a big problem for them. And they'll be angry on us, they'll fire us, and they'll make many bad things with us. So how to escape from all this and how to do a good report, if we'll say report. So at first we need to understand sensei. So here Naruto needs to understand sensei. So being a teenager is like they will not understand senseis, but they need to try. And they need to know what sensei wants from them. And when sensei is giving any information or any task to them, they need to start asking questions. They need to ask so many questions that will be enough for doing their homework. They need to ask sensei what is important for sensei to do, why sensei gave them this, this task. So if you don't know why this is important and what is important in this part, so you cannot keep focus on this. And if you are not keeping focus on this, you'll lose many things. But keeping focus is not meant that you need to ignore the other things. So you need to think out of the box, and you need to think larger. You need to know on what you need to focus, but the other things should be tested, should be in the scope as well. And the other very important thing for Naruto is how to provide this information, and how this information that he is providing to sensei should be used, and how this will be helpful, why they ask this information. And in case of knowing, Naruto will think that, okay, so this is needed for my sensei to get another belt from some sports, and he needs to do everything good for his sensei. And if we'll come to software testing, so if we don't know what our managers or what our clients want, we never can focus on this, and we never can do it good. So we need to know what they want from us. So we need to ask many questions. And for example, for me, software testing is starting from questioning. And if we are giving much questions, we'll know what they want and what is important for them and why this is important for them. And we need to, if they are saying, so for example, this area is very important for us, so as testers we need to know that, okay, this area is very important for them. But we also need to act as a testers and not only focus on this area and talk with our clients, talk with our managers and say, okay, so this area is very important for you, but you need to know that there is another area that is very important for the clients who will be using this. So we need to act as users so we'll know what is important for the end user too. And many informations that are requested from the clients or from the managers, they are using this information. Of course, there are many managers who are asking just some reports or some information that they'll never use it. So it will be something for the check, or it will be something for the documentation that they will put it somewhere and will forget about it and will archive it, and they will not focus on this. So we need to know how how the clients or managers will use the information and how this will be helpful for them. And after all this, we need to start making talking reports. So if we'll give them numbers will never talk for us. If someone is asking, okay, give me a number, we can say maybe you want a list, not a number, because number is not talking for you. Number is not telling you anything, so the list does. If we'll give them the list, this will help a lot. And if we are again coming to Naruto and Hiroki. So if Naruto will give a list of the done homework to his sensei, sensei will know, okay, so here is the list, what's done there, and the list is detailed. So sensei will know on what to focus after that. And if we are coming in testing, if we'll give a list, the client or the manager will know what they need to focus after this and how they need to proceed after this. If they don't have the list and if they have only numbers, this will cause them many problems. This will be a blocker issue for them because these numbers will not tell them the information. So what Naruto should do, he needs to analyze what was done. So, and we will include this analysis in his report. If he'll not include the analysis, it will be only just a list that will tell something to his sensei, but it will be not enough. If he'll, so doing analysis is one of the important things, in my opinion, in our job. So every tester should analyze what was done and why it was done. And Naruto and Iraqi and we as software testers and our managers, our clients should remember that numbers are just numbers and we can just write down some random numbers and tell them if they are satisfied with this number, so let's clap them and say goodbye. Because in my opinion, numbers are only just nothing. So numbers are not showing anything, but list does. And detailed information is working for us. For example, Naruto is giving very detailed information in the list to his sensei, and what's the next So Sensei is reading the detailed information. So Sensei is imagining what have done by Naruto, and so there will be some information. I've done first day I've done this, second day I've done that, and Sensei will have this imagination in his head how to move forward. And the same is with software testers and managers. So if we are giving all this detailed information, our managers will know how they need to proceed to other things. And if they have only numbers, they'll be blocked, in my opinion. And what is happening when we are having satisfied Sensei? So when Sensei is satisfied, he is pushing Naruto to the better things. He is giving much more information to him, and Naruto is learning new things. Sensei knows the status of Naruto and can know how to provide him additional information, how to teach him new skills and new techniques. In case of not having this status, Naruto will be blocked, so he'll be full of some stress, and he'll not be a Sensei. And satisfied Sensei can use this reported data. So he can store it for the future students, or he can use this for other things. And the same is with our software testers and software testing managers. So if they know everything that we provide them, what we have done, they'll know how to act. They'll know how to proceed with the product and the other testing processes. And I'm sorry. So tester and manager will be on the same page with each other, and they'll know what is missing, and so they can act and they can fix it. And of course, one of the important things is how this data will be used by the manager. Usually every manager has his manager, and they'll start going to the top and providing this reported data. For example, for Iraqi, it's required to know how Naruto was learning this, but maybe for the dean of this school, it's important, does Naruto know this skill or no? So Sensei will provide the information to his managers, and this will be helpful for them as well. So in any case, we need to give this list, we need to give this report, so everyone should know what we are doing, why we are doing this, and how we proceeded. And yeah, thank you. Questions?
Okay, first, thank you for the speech. Great. And the question is, how do you actually feel that knowledge gap between Ruto and Hiroki? Because I noticed that you maybe expected all the time that Sensei knows and can understand whatever Naruto is doing and whatever he's producing. So what if Hiroki is actually a client? That does not take a crap, take questions. So he would like orders. Please do me a performance test of whatever it is.
Yeah.
Then you start asking questions. How do you use the results of the performance test? What you are actually expecting? The answer is you're the expert. Tell me how I do it. So how do you deal with situations like that?
Yeah, actually you have answered your question. So we are experts and we are doing it. So we know, as a testers, we know what information they are waiting for us. But in any case, we need to ask them, maybe because they need some more information that we need to give them. But we are, let's say, experts, and we know what information they can use. And we need to give them this information. In case of they are asking some numbers, that is very common thing. We need to talk with them and tell them that these numbers will not tell you anything, but the list that we will give you will tell you everything about your product and about the work that we have done. So in case of this is performance testing, if we will give you some information, for example, that the load for your website or for your application is in these numbers, this will not be enough. If we will give them a full list of the performance, how it's acting, why it's in this way, and etc., all this information. So the client will be satisfied because he was waiting for just a number and we gave him a big list, and they'll be satisfied and they'll be happy and they'll continue working with us.
So actually you have like a pyramid of knowledge, the basic data, and how much of the actual data would you give to a certain client? Are there any techniques to determine
actually,
how much he will understand?
So actually I'm trying to give as much information as I can, and in our reports, so we are writing not only in technical way but also in human language. So if the client is not technical, so they will read this and understand that, and in case of they need some more technical information, they will go through all the documents and will see the technical results of testing. Thank you. Yep.
Any suggestions on getting feedback from Sensei about reports, or techniques you use to find out what people want?
Sorry.
Any suggestions for how you might find out what kind of information your stakeholder really needs? Any ways to elicit that from them?
So actually, I think that we always need to be on the same page with Sensei. So Sensei can be wrong too, but we need to be on the same page with him. So we need to understand all the feedbacks that are coming from Sensei, and we need to bring it to our next report. And for example, if this is learning, and testing is continuous learning too, and if we will not learn something from our senseis, we'll be on our step, and we will never go through. We will never learn new things and become good testers. So Naruto, if we are coming to Naruto should learn always all the things that Sensei is saying that are right.
Naruto is always, it's not possible to argue with Sensei and to have to justify his opinion.
No,
Your previous statement, as I can conclude, Naruto is not the one to argue or justify the justification that Sensei is wrong, and then after they can come to the same conclusion.
no. So not Sensei and not Naruto is always right. So everyone can do wrong things, and this is life. And so if someone is telling something that is not wrong, they need to talk with each other, and they need to understand and dive into it and understand what's right there, what's wrong there, and act as a team. Because and client and manager are on the same team with us, so not Naruto and not Hiroki is not perfect, and they can do some wrong things, and they need to learn. Yeah.
In your report, when you say we are providing all these conclusions with the words like no data, it means that maybe I'm mistaken. That
need to give only the data. We need to give the information with this data.
Your list is including
Also the data, of course.
And the conclusions you do on your judgment as a professional?
Yes. As a professional, you are doing a judgment and you are saying your opinion about this, and you are giving them the data that you have, and based on this, they'll know what you have done and why you have done this and how you came to this conclusion. Yeah.
If we have test management tools such as Yerevan,
Yeah.
and we can create test cases which is visible for our stakeholders, and there are a lot of charts which show whole picture of our process. Can we say that this is enough to say that we have a report for?
I don't think so. I don't think that the reports in some tools are enough. For example, if these all things are based on, for example, test cases or bug reports created or bug reports that are resolved or opened, but this is not enough for the client, because this is not giving all the information. For example, if there are hundreds of test cases, this is not telling that everything is covered. And this is not telling that, okay, so it's enough for saying that it's tested.
So what additional information we have to add for this report? If not chart and test cases which you mentioned, this.
So these charts, test cases, this data should be included if there is any. But besides that, there should be much more information about the processes, how we have done it, about the things, how we have done it. And in my opinion, these test cases are not required to have and are not mandatory. So we should not lean only on test cases that we have. And we need to give some rapid feedback to our clients, and we should not focus on creating these test cases and charts.
Suggestions or
Yeah, our suggestions, of course, are very important. If we are professionals, then we need to give this information, our suggestions to the client and to the managers, and also we need to give an overview of the product that we have tested, and we need to give much more information about how we understood the product and how we thought that it should work and how it's working actually. Because this is not written in any test case or in any specification. Yeah.
Thanks for your presentation. Do you really believe that the clients need to have for these kind of detailed reports? Because of course I understand that this is project specific and client specific, but I think that mostly, as in my experience, clients are not interested in detailed reports, but these reports mostly are for example, project managers or project owners who need to control the testing and developing process. So, in my experience, clients don't do believe that this is really important for clients. They do business.
Yeah, awesome, thanks. So I can tell one story about that we had in our experience. I had a manager who was asking me only numbers and nothing else. So we had there somewhere around 600 test cases, and every day he was asking how many test cases are passed. I was saying some random number, and so Alex is smiling and she knows this story. I was saying only random things, and one day he was satisfied with his number, the other day he was angry with this, and he never knew about anything under these test cases and anything. So he was just waiting for numbers. But with other clients, when I reported only number, he was saying, "Are you crazy?" So I was waiting for the list, not a number. And so it depends from the client. If the client is technical and is waiting for your professional feedback, then we need to give some professional feedback and with a professional report. If they are just waiting for numbers, yeah, always we can draw these numbers because it's for them it will not say anything, so they'll think, okay, so 90% of my test cases are passed, yeah, we are doing good, and they'll don't dive into it, and they'll be happy with this. But in my opinion, we always need to give this information to them just to protect us. So when they'll have questions, we'll say, okay, we have reported all this to you. So you have all this information, and you need to proceed with this. Other questions? Yeah.
The main questions, because I guess sometimes when junior receives a task, he doesn't understand the whole scope, the big picture, and the report can be bad, and the junior will never get why it is bad.
Okay.
What questions would help, and what kind of review should manager also provide after getting the first correctness?
Okay, one of my favorite questions is, why do you need this? And with this, we are having much information. And we are knowing why they need this to be done and why they need this report to have. And how you use this report. So we'll know how to provide this in which format or in which template to put it and to give them. The other thing is what they are expecting from us to give them. So this will help junior to understand what they need to do.
Shouldn't they ask, what is your concept, how it should be done, what are my deadlines, what are the steps?
So with these questions, yeah, we'll know all this. The deadlines, for me, deadlines are not important thing. And I'm not asking for deadlines because I'm testing. And while testing, we can find so many things that we need to dive into it. And I don't like having some deadlines for it.
That sounds great, but actually when you need to deliver something, you need to know, have that.
Yeah, of course.
So you should have the understanding.
Of course. As for example, if we are a domain expert, let's say, we know what bugs we can expect, and it's something like we are guessing that we'll find their bugs and we'll dive into it, and based on this we can do some estimations. And based on our professional experience, we can do some estimations. But we never can know how much time we need for this if we are not an expert in domain there. It's my opinion. Okay, that's all. Okay, thank you.